Okay, welcome everyone to Her Story Unscripted. I am so excited to have Darcey back on the podcast. We were trying to figure out, I think you were here like back in like 2022, so
Yeah.
forever ago.
4 years. Woo.
Did I say
Yeah.
2022? 20,
2022. That's 4 years
4
ago,
years.
right?
I thought
Yeah.
you said 40 years. I'm like, whoa, we're not that old, girl.
No.
But you and I met through a podcasting networking group because you also have a podcast, and that's where you and I connected. We did a collab, and then I just follow you on social and still stay in your ecosystem and have watched your journey of massive growth over the last few years. And so I was like, I have to have her back on to get an update and just to see where you're sitting in life. So, welcome back to the podcast.
Yes, I'm so excited to be here. And I also love watching your journey too. I feel like we've been on this like together, like through our podcast, different avenues. So thanks for being here.
Yeah, we're always constantly like cheering each other on. We're in it was funny that we're recording today because you are starting like I guess it's like a month like challenge. And
Yeah.
everybody in the group is like, I'm from Vermont. And I'm like, I'm from California. Like, how
Yep.
does
I know we
Darcey
have
know someone from
California, Florida. Oh man,
It's
funny.
cool. It's cool. So back when you were on my podcast before, so 4 years ago, you were in a very different stage of life. And I do want to talk a little bit about where you were at that point and again, your journey to where you are today. So remind me, I know your son is how old now?
He's 7, just turned 7.
So then he was like 3. He was little.
Uh-huh. Very
And you
little.
were a single mom in it, and you had just left daddy.
Hmm.
And you're kind of in this like unknown of what's next, and you were working on your business and you were doing coaching and you're podcasting. Talk about like where life has where you're at today and how much that's changed.
Yeah. I look back at that season of life and I give her so much love because it's because of her that we are sitting here today. But I will say that's probably one of my darkest times in life, right? When I first became a single mom, where I was really trying to figure it out. And I also moved. I also
That's right.
moved at that point down like 4 hours south. I was born and raised in Vermont, and I ended up moving down to Rhode Island. And it was just me and my son. I kind of think it's crazy now, but I
Did you
look
move
back
there
and it's,
because like family was there, or did you were just like, I need to get out of this environment, I'm out?
yeah, so my family was in Connecticut, so that's right by Rhode Island.
Okay.
So I was close to them, but I also knew I wanted to be by the water. And as I was doing all this, I actually left my corporate job back then. I left my corporate job and went all in on podcasting, networking group, also was a Reiki master. Like I feel
Great.
like I've lived like 9 lives. And one thing that I think some people don't talk about this journey is I did have to go back to corporate.
Mm.
2024, I had to make the hard decision to go back to corporate. And I know that was like an ego punch, right? But I knew at that point where I was in my business, it wasn't financially enough for supporting a child all by myself. And also, I was at this point in a newer relationship where we wanted to take it to that next level. And I don't know if you know Massachusetts at all, but it's expensive just like California. So I had to go back to corporate. And that was like a whole thing where I almost felt like I failed, right? Like I felt like I
Mhm.
failed. And I share this because if anything, that helped me because it gave me that nervous system release of that financial stress, in which allowed me to fully step into Arbonne in 2025, beginning 2025. And I jumped into it and I was like, you know what? I don't ever play small. You know me, I don't play small when I jump into something. And I literally absolutely loved it. And I paired it with my personal training certification. And here we are 14 months later.
I think it's so cool. And I can totally appreciate where you're sitting right now because as an entrepreneur, especially with my businesses, it goes with seasons. And I was thinking a few months ago, I'm like, oh my God, am I going to have to go back and like work for somebody else? Because
Mm-hmm.
my husband can't work because he had back surgery. And so I'm kind of the one like having to figure it out. And I'm either like, I either do that or I just work really freaking hard to either get a client or to push our event labor business forward, or like that's why I wanted to redo this podcast because I want a podcast like the rest of my life. I keep saying like I want to be the next Mel Robbins. Like that's what I want to be. I love interviewing women. I think there's so much power behind us telling our stories. And so I'm like, if I gave more attention to this, what could happen?
Yep. I love that.
But it's such an ego thing. You're like, oh my God, am I like, I failed, my business failed, my coaching failed, my podcast failed. But it's not. It's just maybe that's a sign to regroup and find something that you're more passionate about and something that you can grow more into. And it sounds like that is exactly where you found yourself.
Yeah. And for me, it was where my business was then, I wasn't fully aligned, right? Like I wasn't like so passionate like I am now, where now I'm able to not only have so much passion for my business, but I was able to build it really quickly. And I think because of taking off that financial pressure, it was a little bit more light, right? But also knowing that I want to be in corporate forever.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like those two sides of it's like, okay, I'm able to breathe financially because I have the corporate job, but also I really want to build this business big to obviously one, help women, but also two, help them bring more wealth into their home so they don't have to be like me where they have to go back in to corporate and have someone else dictate your schedule.
Yeah. So you're full-time Arbonne now.
No, I'm still in corporate.
Oh, you are.
I am. Today's a wellness day. We got today off. It's a wellness day. But I am full-time corporate still. And the strangest thing is, Heather, is that last month I promoted, obviously, in Arbonne. Oh, 2 months ago now, promoted in Arbonne to the
And
top
we're going to get
2%.
to that because I want to talk about that.
Yeah. And I also promoted at my work. So it's a little weird season we're in, but it also shows like, hey, you can do both. And we can talk about what that actually looks like.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so I do want to touch on Arbonne because I've actually been using it for, I don't even know. I was whatever you call it, a consultant. Like I sold it, but I was like very under the radar just because, again, like I like the product and every time I would talk about it, everybody asked about it. So I was like, well, I might as well make some money doing it. But
Mhm.
I love the product. I love the protein. I love all of like the fiber and the greens and all like the fizz sticks and all that. So I've always been a fan. How did you get into it? Like, how did you discover it?
Yeah, so I actually was using it 2 years prior before saying yes to the opportunity.
Okay.
My upline kept saying to me, like, you should try this. You know, you're already on social media. You're already doing the thing. Like, even if you use this as an affiliate, like, you should do this. And I was like, no, absolutely not. I don't do network marketing. I always laugh now because I would throw so much shade. I bet if you were on my podcast, I would throw shade somewhere in there. And now I'm like, oh, what a silly girl I was. But I was so against it because I was worried what people would like think or
Yep.
say, or I'm like, I almost had this like mojo of like, I'm too cool for network marketing.
Yeah.
And then it's kind of funny now, right? Where I'm like really into it, making way more than I could ever thought possible in my previous business adventures. So it's funny.
It's so funny. I wouldn't say that I was against it, but I've done it all. I've done pleasure parties. I did like Tastefully Simple. I did obviously Arbonne for a minute. I kind of dabbled in candles for a second. So like I get like that where your mindset is, but it's a great opportunity, especially if it's a great product that you believe in and you want to like give to the world. And I do think there is so much power in Arbonne, not only like health, but like what, like you were saying, what you're doing for women, not only for them health, but also like in a business structure. So you finally said, okay, I'm in, I'm going to do
Yeah.
this. Talk about the growth, like the immediate growth that you've had and like what that experience was like.
Yeah, so you're going to really relate to this where I jumped in. I was like, okay, I'm going to jump into this, but I'm going to do it kind of my way. And what that looked like is I really centered it around community, right? And as you know, when as like networking, community, and connection, that when you do that, people are going to have so much more results because you have that accountability, right? You have someone actually checking in on you, Or I also was like very bold. I'm like, hey, listen, I'm here to make you hot, healthy, and wealthy. And for some reason, when women are like, oh, she just said hot, I'm like, yeah, who doesn't want to be hot? You
Yeah.
know, like I just fully kind of been bold in it. And I remember the first month I joined, they're like, hey, like you're about to promote to the first level. And I'm like, oh, like I haven't even set up how to get paid yet. You know, like I went into it so much of like, I'm here to help serve. And I built a community with it while also pairing it with my personal training. So it kind of gave me this like little bit of advantage to where I had a personal training clientele that I
Mhm.
already had. And that's what made me finally be like, yeah, let's do this. I'm already talking about the products. And pairing that with actual community, both online and in person, made it expand very fast. And one thing I've always been bold in is like actually talking about the business and saying, like, hey, as moms, right, as women, we want to be able to say yes more, right? Like we
Mhm.
want to be able to do things. I don't know about you, but I like nice stuff. Like, okay. And how cool is it that these products that actually work and changing people's lives, their hair, their skin, why not be making money from that? And from that, we grew quickly.
I love that. I also, what I love about you is you've shown your health journey through it. I mean, you've been very bold to like post photos of you before this journey started, right? Of like the excess weight and the baby weight that never got shed. And I think there's so much power in being able to be confident and to say like this is where I was, and because of this product and because of the discipline and because of all the workout, like this is where I'm at.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about like what that journey was like with your confidence in yourself. Cause I've always thought of you as a confident person. Like you've always just like had this like energy, but to watch you on social now and to see you show up in like these cute little outfits and like you're just, you radiate confidence. I'm sure it isn't that easy because it's never easy for us, but like talk about what that was like for you.
Yeah, so I was the girl in college that took the F to not do the public speaking like final exam. Okay. So like I was deathly afraid of like any public speaking. If you told 20-year-old Darcey that she had a podcast and like was just on stage in front of 10,000 people, she'd be like, absolutely not. That sounds like a horror movie. So it is one of those things where when I got separated from my child's dad, you go through something when you after you have a kid, right? Like you go through this, like as we all know, postpartum gets weird, it gets funky. And as I'm going through that, I kept asking myself, like, how would I want my daughter to feel? How would I want her to show up? And I'm a boy mom, so looking like, say, if I had a daughter, like how would I show up for her and how would I want her to show up is something that I've kind of done these last few years. And one thing that we always tell our kids, right? We want our kids to have confidence. We want them to use their voice and be proud of their bodies. But with being proud of your bodies, for me, it was I had to actually take care of it,
Mm.
right? Like I
Mhm.
had a total thyroidectomy when I was 25, so now over 8 years ago. And I remember that reading something, I was like, well, if you have a thyroid issue, it's probably because you went through a lot, right? You didn't feed your body right, or you have trauma, all those kind of things that could have happened. And I thought, like, hey, I want to make sure that I'm healthy for my son. And while all this is happening and I'm trying to navigate single momhood, I lose my mom.
Mm.
And I lost her to cirrhosis of the liver. And that was a moment where I was like, I kind of had two different avenues where I could keep being like that single girl, you know what I'm saying? That like, woo, let's party. Don't get me wrong. I love tequila every once in a while, but I was like headed down a path that was not healthy, right? And then I kind of asked myself, like, you have two ways to go right now. Which way do you want to pour into? And I chose being healthy.
And what I also love about your current partner is the support that not only he brings to your business and to you working out, even the kids, right? Like if you follow Darcey, there she always has this like wall of stickies, and I don't know, is it dollar amounts or is it orders? I don't remember what it is, but you
Sales
do.
volume.
There you go.
Yeah.
But like your family's involved. And I think that there's, I always had admired that everybody in your family is like supportive of this journey. Talk about that.
So I wonder if the first podcast we had, if I was with him or not. I don't think
I
so.
don't think you were because I think you were with someone and then like you broke up and then you were like single again. And that was
Yeah.
like the last
Now I
time you and
look
I.
back, that's so funny. Yeah, we call that a stepping stone. But anyway, when I say the man that I have now, I literally manifested. And what I mean by that, manifested, prayed, whatever you want to call it, I called him in because when you're saying like he supports me, that is something that like I'm so grateful for as someone who didn't have that previously,
Mhm.
but also with bringing my family along on this journey, it has been such an experience where I have helped other families do the same too, right?
Mhm.
He wasn't always for this. Like, let's be for real. When I first signed up last year, he was like, what exactly is this stuff, right? But one thing I will always say, if you ever are struggling with your man to get on board with I learned like don't push it on them, but just always invite them, right? And I do
Mhm.
the same thing with the kids. And with that, he started using the products and he lost 49 pounds. 49 pounds. He's big into motocross. He also got first place last year. And we're always like joking, like, it's like, oh, that less those 49 pounds. But just having him involved in this has helped me keep showing up too, right? Because as we know, like life gets hard, things are going to come up, and having a supportive partner has like been so beneficial in this growth.
Yeah. Even just like you working out, like a workout buddy, like come along,
Yep.
let's go work out together. There's those days where you don't want to, that they're like, nope, let's go.
Yeah. And you know what's funny? I said the other day, I was like, when I say I manifest this man to the T, I did. But sometimes I'm like, oh, I want an accountability partner, but like now I have it. You know what I mean? And you're like,
Yeah,
oh, great. Yeah, I actually have to go work out. It's funny.
I love it. Okay, so with your new position at Arbonne, like I don't want this episode to be about Arbonne because I again like it's a great product, but I what I love about it is just your journey, right? And like how physically and mentally this has helped you. But like you had mentioned, you just got on stage in front of 10,000 people and accepted like remind me of I know there's like stepping stones, but where are you at now? You're like one of the top.
Yep. So I'm at the third out of four levels. So top 2%.
Like that's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
And
You
just
want
like
to know what was
watching you
really
walk
cool?
across the stage and be like, you even manifested that because every year you go to their like annual thing and you had said the previous year, like, I will be X next year. And you did.
Yeah. Yeah. So what's
Crazy.
really cool is that it was awesome to walk across the stage, right? Like that was such a great experience. And we can talk more about like how I actually got the belief to get there, because that's what I think a
Yeah.
big part of it. But what was really cool is seeing women that I mentor walk across the stage or their names on the screen. Like that's where, yeah, I want to keep ranking up, but also like seeing it, the ripple effect, there's just something about that like that makes it so much more like I don't even know how to explain it. You don't like even know until you're like up there watching, but it's like I was like bawling when I saw them and their names on the screen.
It's like
You know?
you show your spot as a leader, right? Like you're able to lead a team and to see these other women fulfill their dreams and their goals, right? So I can imagine how powerful. I didn't even think of that as a thing because,
Yeah.
but it is. It's so cool. Talk about like what your mindset was because one of the things is you have to like qualify every month. You have to hit a certain amount of sales and you have to do it consistently for like 2 months or something, right? If
Hmm.
I remember
Yep.
right. See, I knew a little bit. But what was I going to say about that? 1 month you didn't make it. And I remember you were so close. And what I loved about that is that you were so raw and authentic about like how you felt in that moment. Like you even said, like, I need a day to like process, and you cried and you were vulnerable and you were, but you like picked yourself back up and then you just kept going. Talk about what that was like.
Yeah, so how it works is you have to qualify 1 month and then close it out the next. So
That's okay.
back in October, I qualified, and in November, I was going to close it out. And I was super close. Like we're talking 2000 in sales, okay? $2,000, which is like that's like nothing when you look at this goal, right? And it came to a point where there was like 3 hours left and I could have paid for it. Like I could have, done a bulk order or something. And I had this moment of, do I want to show people that you rank up by buying it? No,
Right.
right? And I had a whole team watching me too, right? Like my whole team is watching me, every move I'm making. So it was really a moment that like it showed my leadership too. And yeah, I cried. I remember I came home because I was with like the girls, and then I came home to my boyfriend, and like I just remember like literally sobbing in his arms because as a mom, I now have to explain 2 miles, we didn't hit the goal, right? So like there's so much in it, but also when you bring your family along, you're also showing them you don't hit the goal. And with that, after a day of messy crying and all the things, I was like, I'm not the only one that hasn't hit this before, right? So it's one of those things where I had a path where I could have just like hide, like I wanted to, and run away and just like get off social media, or I could get back up. I could get back up and I could build better. And this is not even just for like in network marketing, but in general, when you have one of those setbacks, or even like the season you're talking about where you're like, ooh, a lot of pressure, right? You getting back up and building better, it is going to 10x more than you can believe, right? And that's what happened. I grew my team. I 3 times my team since November.
Oh, wow.
And now too, as far as like us on a like hitting volume numbers, it's like a breeze, right? So hitting it the second time after going for it, there was like not much pressure. We could do it like it was the best way to do it.
Mm.
So I now know why I didn't hit the first time, right? I had to also get humbled because I came into the business like a wrecking ball and just was like ranking, ranking, ranking. So I had to get humbled a little bit. And with that, I had to show people like, and you go again and you try again.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I love that. How many people are on your team?
We're up to 33.
That's so awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's so
They're such a vibe, you know? You know when you're just like they're a vibe?
yeah.
Like you can go to the coffee shop and work with them. It's
Are they all
such
local to
a
you?
nope.
They are. Okay.
No, I have them all over. I have a couple of Canadian consultants. Yeah.
I love that. What's next for you in that part of the career?
Ooh, what is next? Okay, so next for me is one, I'm also rebranding my podcast. So I'm excited
I
about
was gonna
that.
pick, that was my next question. We'll go back to that. Yeah.
Yep. So I'm rebranding the podcast. So I'm excited about that. But the next for me, as far as Arbonne, I obviously going to go to the top 1%. And I have this thing I always say that I'm going to go to the top and I'm going to bring my team with me. So my goal is to be at the top 1% by this time next year. And then soon after that, get another woman to that top 1%. So that's where that goal is there. And also too, I'm also really on a just like really taking care of my body because I think last time when I did run, you get tired, right? Like you're just doing the thing and life was life and we lost a lot of people this last year. So really just making sure that me and my family are healthy too.
I love that. What's your favorite product of Arbonne?
Oh boy. I am that one. They say like don't be like that obsessed person. I am. Like I like the skincare, I like the nutrition, all of it. Something I don't know if I could live without is I do love fizz. I'm a fizz girl. I also love the GLP-1. I love their makeup too.
I used to
I
wear their
don't
makeup.
know.
I used to do it all too. I was like skincare, makeup, da 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 da. But that was
Yeah.
also when I was like making money doing it. So I was like, nah. I love all of their nutrition. Like it is by far my favorite protein. By far, the
Oh yeah.
flavors, like I can just add it to coconut water. I don't have to like make a fancy shake every day and I feel good.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And you're not going to be all bloated. I just love it.
Yes. And for anybody who might be interested, obviously we'll send people can find you and be a part of your world and your ecosystem. But you answer questions. Like I had like questions about the GLP and I was or like certain products. And so I just want to thank you for like helping, educate. Because
Yeah.
again, like some people just dive in and just buy and they're like, whatever, but then some are a little bit more cautious. And so you answer all the questions. So I just want to acknowledge that.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think too, what's different is that I actually like check in. Do you know what I mean? Like I actually, whether you are a consultant or a customer, I'm like making sure like doing a check-in, not just like on the products, but like, how are you doing?
Mhm.
And I think that goes a long ways too in this business.
Yeah, 100%. I think you even mailed me something with like a cute little sample of, oh,
Yes.
it's the guava fizz, which I
Yes.
was like, yes, I wanted to try it. So thank you.
Yes.
So that's yes, and I think that's what's going to continue to keep you successful, right? It's all those little moments. I talk about this in sales all the time. That's what sales is. It's about community. It's about building trust. It's about building relationships, and it goes with any industry. But
Hmm.
especially with the work you're doing, I mean, especially it's mostly women. Like we need community. We need someone to say like, I see you, like, good job, come join this community. So I
Yeah.
think that's part of your success, 100%.
I think that is what has actually made me grow so fast is because I actually like take time to have conversations with people and build that relationship. And then like some of my clients call it like Darcey mail, right? Those every once in a while where you open up your mailbox, old fashioned, I know, but like you open up your mailbox and there's something there like, oh, that's exciting,
Hmm.
right? Those little moments that I think in this busy world that sometimes people stop doing. That's something that I always want to do.
I love that. You just made me think of something. Okay, talk about the podcast. So you're rebranding. Oh my God, rebranding. Woo,
I
wait,
know it's a
girl.
lot,
Are
right?
you changing the name?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a whole thing, girl.
yeah.
I'm here for you and support because it's a lot. So, what was the podcast name currently?
Undeniable expansion.
That's the new one. That's the new name.
No, no, that's what it is right now.
Can
Okay.
you say what it's going to
It,
be?
yeah, I'm going to do the Darcey Elizabeth show.
Ooh.
Okay. So this is a business move, right? Where, for instance, I was on stage. My name's across the screen, but guess what? They're not looking up undeniable expansion, right? What are they looking at? Darcey. So that's why I'm pivoting the name so people can find it because undeniable expansion, like you're not Googling that, right?
Yep.
So that's why I'm switching it to the Darcey Elizabeth show. With that, I'm also, it's like more of a personal brand where I hardly talk about Arbonne on it. I
Hmm.
more like bring people like you on or different health stuff, business stuff, all the different things. So it's more of a personal brand where if I wanted to sell it, obviously I could do a different name.
Got it. So concept is still the same.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Are
Anytime you
you
need a
changing your
guest.
concept?
My concept did not change, so still
Okay.
still the same. I think what was really bothering me the most was the name. Like I kept getting hung
Hmm.
up on the previous name. It was too long. People are kind of like, "Well, what is it about?" Like I wanted it to be short and sweet so people listened to it or they heard it and they're like, "Oh, this is what it Her Story Unscripted. She's going to come on, she's going to tell me her story and it's going to be unscripted." Like I
Yeah.
wanted it to be one of those things I didn't have to explain. So, I'm really excited about it. Same concept. And I want to elevate it. Mama needs to make some money doing this
Do
podcast,
it.
right? Like, I want to be the next Mel Robbins. I want like all the things because again, like I really truly believe in connection. And I think that more than ever, us women need to come together and be honest and authentic and show up and have a voice. And if I can be part of that movement, like that's why I'm here.
I can't wait. I see it.
Thanks.
You already do it. Everyone that goes in your orbit is like so drawn to you.
Thank you. Just need to figure out how to make money, girl. You know.
I sure do.
I It has been a beautiful journey. I've been doing it for 5 years. I have paid, obviously, because I have a team to like do all the editing. So I don't regret any of that. I would just like love to cover some costs. But
Yeah.
I am just like scaling back some of my other projects so I can lean into this, get on more podcasts, do more research on my guests, show up more on social media. So that's the goal.
Yeah. I can't wait. I can't wait. You got to come back on my show
When are you rebranding it?
as we speak.
Okay.
As we speak. So it should be by the end of this month, and then we'll have you on and get people. You like do events too, right?
I'm not at the moment.
Yeah, events are hard. I've been there. Whew, those are a
I'm
lot.
like, I don't want to do any more events that are tied to ticket sales,
Yep,
like
stressful.
retreats. I mean, it's stressful, and so I'm no longer needing that in my life. It's just
Yeah,
too like I was giving it too much energy, and I'm like, nope, maybe someday, but no, no more events.
yeah. Need
Okay,
some
so if you could,
sponsorships.
what was that?
You just need some sponsorships.
I know. I need some ones that align with me, which I already have them right here. So now I just need to like build the brand to get them. Yeah. What can you leave the listeners with? I mean, like, again, like I just like think back to Darcey 4 years ago when I first met you and who you were as a person and where you are today. And obviously, you gave us so many beautiful tidbits and inspiration. But what's like the one thing you want to leave the listeners with today?
Okay. Can I do two things?
Yeah, yes. Give me all the things.
Okay. So if you can believe it, you can create it, right? Like we have to be able to believe it before it can actually come true. And once, if you have that belief or that little, like for you being like, I want to be the next Mel Robbins, perfect, right? Like it will happen. So that's my big thing. Like you got to believe it first before it can actually happen. But then this is something else, if it's an entrepreneur listening, or honestly anybody, that you don't get to decide if somebody wants to do something. And I say this as somebody who was like scared to ask or scared to jump in, right? Where we actually don't get to decide for the other people, but we can present the opportunity or the podcast, right? Or like with you, with the sponsorship, like always putting it out there, because the answer is always no if you don't ask.
Oh, that's such a good reminder. So good. So good.
I,
I
I
know
have to
I'm
tell
always
myself that every day.
I know. I'm like, someday, like people always ask, like, what, especially going through this rebrand process, like, who are your ideal guests that you would love to have on someday? And obviously, like, Oprah comes to mind, Mel Robbins would be wonderful, Michelle Obama. But honestly, like, the one person that I would love on my podcast or to have a glass of wine with is Rachel Hollis, because if it wasn't for her books and for who she is as a person, I would not be where I am today. So, um,
Have you ever asked these people?
no, I'm going to though
Oh,
someday.
yeah, now you got to. You got to ask. Okay?
I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, and it's so crazy because you have like now with social media and stuff, like we have access to so many more people now. Like you couldn't just like DM somebody back in the day, but now you have access to them at or people who know people, right? And
Mm-hmm.
so, um, I'm just putting it out there. It is on my goal list. She'll be on someday.
Oh, for sure. And you're like in the best location.
Yeah, she moved.
I know, but I'm saying like you're in a very good
Oh.
location for a lot of these connections.
I know. I know, girl. I just got to think big and I need to stop staying small. So,
Correct.
all of those little things that you just shared with us is, I always say, like, whatever the guest is on my podcast for that day is speaking to my soul. Like, it's whatever I needed today. So, I appreciate you. I'm so glad that we've continued to stay connected. I'm like one of your biggest cheerleaders over here. You're like, we need more orders. I'm like, I got you, girl. Like, you tell me. Tell me when you
Right.
want me
You're
to
like
place
the
it.
last day, you're like, you're good?
Yeah.
Hardly breathing, but thanks.
You alive over there? But thank you for continuing to show up again. Like I think there's not a lot of us that will show up online authentically, and you do it in such an eloquent way, and so I admire that about you. So keep doing it because we need it.
Yeah, and thank you. Thank you for one, always supporting me, but then also just knowing like we're in this together, right? Like we're just trying to do the thing while being moms and having relationships and everything that comes with it. So thanks for always being there and for all the ebbs and flows. The last 4 years has happened.
Oh, can't wait to see
Lots.
what's next for both of us.
Can't wait.